Okay, so this is a great question about defined centers and not defined centers. And here we have one comment that speaks about the different kind of channels, and that's really important to look at as well. And I just posted something on that, the electromagnetics, the dominance, and the compromise. Here it's even in a way more basic. It's a question about the actual centers and if they are defined and not. And I also posted something a while ago about the emotional center, where we have emotional and non-emotional people. But this is an even broader question, so it's about all the centers. One of the best examples here is the sacral center. So, of course, then the generators or manifesting generators, 70% of the population, and then the non energy beings. And here is exactly what you say, is that when you spend time as a non-energy being with an energy being, somebody with a defined sacral, you basically kind of get hijacked to think that you have that energy that regenerates. But then maybe when you go home, you feel completely exhausted because you're basically just kind of driving your own vehicle on fuel that wasn't yours. And then as soon as that goes out of your energy field, you don't have that energy anymore. And I also can take an example, because when you're saying, does it mean that there is dominance if one person has it defined and the other person open? I have seen this, or I wouldn't say dominance exactly, but if you have an ego center that is defined and the partner with an ego center that is open, of course, if there's already a not self theme of non-worthiness, of feeling undervalued, and then you are with a person who's really sure of their own value and don't even think about it because it's inherent. And also the fact that only 30% has a defined ego. So if you are with a person that has it like that, of course, that could create even more insecurities and even more feeling of not being valued, or feeling like your own self-esteem is not good enough. At the same time, we could say that that's a good role model for what it is to value yourself and kind of don't have to do and promise a lot of things in order to feel like you're good enough. There can also, of course, be the same thing with the emotional center, as I said in the beginning. When you are with somebody that is in a constant wave of emotions, whether it's peaking emotions or more like a kind of roller coaster thing that is in a wave, more like different kind of wave. Of course, if you have an open emotional center and you're not so aware, you're going to be taking in the wave and amplifying it. And then, of course, the other person's wave is going to influence your whole life. And what I really want to highlight here is that these things only happen when the person is already in the not self theme in the open centers. So in a way, you could say that, like, when you're not there, when you're not present, when you don't have any conscious about your open centers, you could say that you're not there. And when you're not there, anything can come in. So basically what you want to do is, on your own, you want to be aware of where you have openness in your chart, and you want to monitor that by asking yourself the not self questions, like, the head and the ajna, do you think about things that don't matter? Are you pretending that you're certain? For the throat center, you're trying to be in the center. Is it your own truth that you're speaking? Then we have the G center, are you looking for love and direction and identity outside of yourself? So you do this for all the centers, the worthiness things for the ego, and then the emotions. Are you avoiding confrontation and truth? The root center, you have the pressure from others. The sacral center is about the energy, and then the splenic center is about your fears and holding on to things that are not good for you. So you monitor your openness, and you realize if you're already in the not self. And if you're there, you understand that if somebody has a lot of activations there, you're going to be able to be influenced in a way that is maybe not good for you. And then again, we had that comment about the electromagnetics. So basically, to be really sure about how the energy moves in the in between you guys and in the connection chart, you want to look at the channels and see, where are the magnetics, like where your hanging gates meeting each other and create like a new theme between you that can be really beautiful with synergy. Where is the compromised channels, so that one person has the whole channel and one person has the hanging gate and will then feel overpowered. And where do you have, channels that only one person have, because these can be themes to learn from and to, that are, or just themes that, like, if you have all the channels or dominant channels, maybe you're just really different, and that can be complementary, or that can just be you don't have enough interests. So this is what I would say, it's really important to become aware of your open centers. And this is something, the thing I just said before is something I realized today, that, as long as you are there, present, and know about your open centers, if you're a projector with with an open sacral center, as long as you know about it and you basically, exist in the awareness of your open sacral, you're not going to be manipulated in this center. You're going to know that by 10 p.m. you need to go home and you need to be horizontal, and you're going to know these things. So then there's not really a risk with it anymore once we are aware. So that's the way I would explain it. And I would love more comments on it as well, and more examples. Thank you.